Alex Marquez's session disrupted by the tip-off at the first corner when he was going pretty well. He was comfortably inside the top 10 at that juncture. Not pretty reading at the moment for Honda riders, or certainly Honda riders that are not Johann Zarco. Zarco once again is by far the leading light for the HRC quartet. 12th place at the moment for the Frenchman, and you've got to go all the way down to 18th to find Joan Mir, 19th for Marini, and 21st for Taka Nakagami. At the moment is last. Of course, we're missing Alex Rins this afternoon. If you're just tuning in for the first time today, Alex Rins is not participating in this practice session. He's got a high fever, so Yamaha just letting Alex sit out this session, hoping he'll be rejoining the action tomorrow morning.
Jack Miller really needs something, and he's pushing hard right now, and we just saw Brad Binder head in. He needs something bad down in 15th as well.
Yeah, and in that danger zone is Frankie Morbidelli, who's just gone out of your picture here. He'll be now attacking hard. There he is, the 21 bike, going through turn 15. Now, Morbidelli was on the front row here a couple of weeks ago. He'll be now into 16. This is Miller using his former team as a good reference here. Well, his former team and his future team, of course, he reunites with Pramac on a Yamaha next year.
Up to 8th. Top job, Jack.
Yeah, good
really
job, that.
Good.
So Miller then on his 20th lap of the session finds a 1:31.217. Is that enough, though? Will that be good enough to get Fuller Miller into Q2? Fabio Quartararo still there in 7th place. Nailed the perfect first sector. Look how quick Fabio Quartararo was in the first split. This is awesome. Potentially on course here to be picking up another 2 places. He tips the Monster Energy Yamaha into the final corner, using all of his energy here, all of his talent over the line. Quartararo goes, he is up into P5, and that's Martin. Jorge Martin then has crashed out at the end of this practice session. Is that into turn 8? That looks like he might be going into 8. It is. Into 8, Jorge Martin went, but did not come out the other side of it. Now that could have a bearing in terms of those direct places in Q2. Fabio Di Giannantonio, now this is not a sight we wanted to see, because Di Giannantonio has got his injury problems, the legacy of that horrible crash he had in Austria. Now this is not what we want to see at all for Digia.
Oh, that shoulder.
Well, initially he slaps down the right shoulder, which is not the problem, but then countless barrel rolls through the gravel trap. He's got that recovering, struggling left shoulder dislocated in Spielberg. This then is Martin chasing his teammate Morbidelli into turn 8. He goes. Front's going to tuck right there. Was he just carrying a little bit more speed with a little bit of slipstream behind Morbidelli? Tipped it in. Down he went.
Really hard to say. They're so on the limit. It's really difficult to say. Right in the middle. Looked like just as he was about to come off the brake, looked like he was still on. This is a sad sight. He's already, like you said, already in pain, and now he's knocked it around again.
The crash there, Simon, as soon as he touched the front brake, he was gone.
Yeah, went quite quickly, didn't it?
Yeah.
Threw him down the road. You're going to see it from on board now.
Whoa. Nasty one that for Fabio Di Giannantonio. You can just see there the airbag's gone off and done its job. He's holding that left arm with some reason, and as you can understand, some very concerned looking faces down in the Pertamina Enduro VR46 racing camp, because this was already going to be a tough weekend, a tough 9 weeks for Fabio Di Giannantonio, with the final 7 Grand Prix packed into that hectic schedule, and that was the last thing he needed. A real heavy get-off, fast crash, tumbling into turns 9 and 10. Let's hope that Fabio's going to be okay and declared fit for the remainder of this weekend. More yellow flags out in the first sector. Somebody's gone down at turn 5. It's Brad Binder. So we've now had all 4 PR Mobility Group riders crash in this session. Acosta's been down, Augusto Fernandez has been down, and now Miller joins his Red Bull Catering Factory Racing teammate Jack Miller in the gravel as well.
And Brad needed that lap. He's going to head through Q1.
For a good spot, Simon. Great spot. He'll be kicking himself when the South African into turn 4 he goes. First gear, picks up the throttle. Into turn 5, into turn... was just coming through 5, I think that was, the right-hander, before he was going to flick it into 6 to left-hander. You can just see there, Tex Geisler on the left-hand side of the picture, Mark Lloyd there. They know that it's a trip, an unwanted trip into the jungle. Into Q1 will go Brad Binder then. 4th he was in the Grand Prix here later on this month. Aleix Espargaro, there's been so many late yellow flags which are going to be costing riders track time here. Aleix Espargaro at the moment creeps into the top 10, and that's put Miller out. So it goes from bad to worse for Red Bull KTM, because as it stands right now, both Miller and Binder missing out.
But that also, again, highlights how good the rookie Pedro Acosta is.
Yeah, awesome. Acosta at the moment in 8th place. Miller has been pushed out by 0.05 of a second. Zarco is doing another phenomenal job on that Castrol Honda LCR machine. Zarco is out of Q2 by 0.08. So close for Zarco getting himself back into Q2 once again. The only Honda rider, of course, so far this season, Aragon, that has seen a spot in Q2.
Fabio's lap time, wow. They've obviously found something in that test to allow him to go, because he gets everything out of the bike, and now he's getting more.
So when you look at the riders that are ahead of Quartararo, oh, now the beast has gone down. It's not going to damage his Q2 chances because he's comfortably in 4th place. But in what has been a very dramatic and a rather crash-strewn ending to this practice session here in the Grand Prix of Emilia-Romagna. That's turn 14, isn't it? Just rolling off the side of the tyre there goes, and there Bastianini. Slow speed crash for him, but the 4 riders are ahead of Quartararo in this session are the top 4 riders in the World Championship. They're all on the reference bike, the factory Ducatis. Marquez aside, of course, on the GP23, but it's the World Championship winning bike from last year. I can't speak highly enough of the job that Fabio Quartararo is doing right now on that factory Yamaha. It's taken just the 4 fastest riders in the world this year to beat him in that practice session. No all-time lap record then, with all the late yellow flag drama and crashes galore and riders missing out on places in Q2. We have a new all-time lap record, and it's gone the way of Pecco Bagnaia, beating his own all-time lap record from Misano earlier on this month, the 130.286. We're going to get a 129 tomorrow morning, aren't we,
Yes, we are. I really believe it.